Alright guys, we're back and getting into the group finals. So we did not get to watch DnS play against Mana, but Mana did evidently win against DnS and took first place in the group with a 2-0. So now we go to this final best of 3, and oh ho ho, you cheeky bugger. It is a bit of a rematch. Spawning in the bottom right side, it's going to be the blue Terran player, DeMusliM. And the bottom left is going to be the red Protoss DnS. Do not suscitate. Nah, I don't know where I'm going with that. Man, I should just like totally troll new people tuning into the stream that don't know about Zombie Grub not being here, and I'm just going to pretend like our microphone's muted and I don't know it or something. So I'll be like, all right, and so Zombie Grub, what do you think about this matchup? Yeah. No, definitely. Well, no, what do you mean? Okay, so by the way, this isn't as cheeky as the last time we saw it. DeMusliM does get discovered, and if this probe kills the SCV, then this is going to be kind of like bottom line over. Yeah, that's about right. All right, game number 1 goes to DnS as DeMusliM's gambit and gamble does not work. Oh no, what's happened? I've changed into my bedtime clothes. What's going on? Oh, a hoodie and a Kappa Star League shirt? What happened to my nice red shirt? Oh no, I'm getting too comfortable and now I might fall asleep. Oh no. Okay. I guess this is happening. Okay, well, at present, this is devolving slowly. I really don't know if I'm gonna stick out all the groups, guys. I set out with the goal to do it, but we have 2 more groups to go through, and I'm so fucking tired already. If I had like the week to set my sleep schedule to properly adjust for this, I think this would have been a breeze. But no, waking up 3 a.m. is butts. Okay, here we go. Let's hop into it, shall we? All right. Well, got a bit of an accent now. And in the top left, it's none other than the red Protoss DnS. And in the bottom right, I contemplated doing another mass accent. It was just going to get offensive. It's going to be DeMusliM. And it's now occurring to me that that score is incorrect. What am I doing here? There we go. All right. It's 1-0. Pip, pip. Hey, there's Mana stopping by in chat. Mana, if you're still listening by the time I say this on stream, congratulations, dude, on first place in the group, and more importantly, a clean sweep in first place of the group. I look forward to seeing you in that round of 16, man. You guys, this isn't chair sponsorship, okay? This isn't like me trying to sell you on this chair. This is me taking advantage of the fact that it reclines back, and I'm super tired. Comfy hype. Base trade hype. Love to SC2 just hit me up with an 11-month resub. Dude, you good? You good? Thank you so much for that. DeMusliM, by the way, whilst might be trying to proxy OEBIT himself, is also about to get a taste of his own medicine. And here's the key difference of the two, right? Like, DeMusliM, that's not his first barracks he's putting over there, it's his second one. So timings are going to be a little askew. If this was like the first barracks and a Reaper was being made instead of any of this other stuff, he gets to really quick. And he does a lot of damage, I think, even. But the fact that he is possibly going to be out of his own base out of position, and this Stargate might just mutilate his SCVs. DeMusliM said some pretty cool Widowmine placement as well in some of these other games, but man, there's no factory. There's a second barracks. There's a second oh, excuse me, the factory was made. It was over here. I don't know why I thought this was a barracks this whole time. What's wrong with me? That's so tired. See, I can't do this, guys. I can't do this. As the Widowmines come out, though, this is actually a different predicament altogether. I thought this whole time it was a barracks because I'm apparently an idiot, but more importantly, the fact that it's not means these Widowmines have some very potentially large damage. They might get picked off by the Adepts on the way in, and if that's the case, that kind of sucks. Pylon overcharge over here. This is actually a trick. Speaking of liquid mana, this is a trick I've seen Mana do about 1,000,000 times, and works like a charm most of the time. 60% of the time, it works every time. But Marines chase off the Adept. Looks like they'll actually even kill the Pylon. So while they're busy shooting the Pylons at the front, they won't be in the back defending against the Oracle. And the Oracle needs to be shot at right away. This isn't good. Getting on top of the workers, killing some SCVs. And DnS has nothing really pressuring him over here. He's just killing DeMusliM, is what it boils down to. In fact, the Oracle doesn't realize it, but it could totally fight. Well, normally you can't take on 6 Marines. It's barely that you can't take on 6 Marines. Now that the Adept can come into the fights, it gets one shot off. Maybe it's the world of difference to kill these Marines, but I don't know, guys. I kind of feel like if he had made a second Oracle, this game would already be over. Why is that one going home? Because the Widowmine actually managed to get off. That's why. He wants some detection, but the Observer will be out in a moment. Trying to unburrow the Widowmine to keep it from going off on just a single worker. Let's see if he's got the timing right in that first Widowmine, because that number might jump up to 16 if this goes incorrectly. Right, so he pulls everything to deal with it. There we go. Easy peasy, cleans it up, lemon squeezy. Only a couple of observers out. Now that the Adept is free to go into the base, it chooses not to. Wait, what happened to the Oracle? Did it get picked off? No, where is it? Oh, it's over here. I was going to say, Oracle paired up with the Adept could be really nice, too. So just shooting away at the barracks. Wake up. Don't tell me. I want to wake up, guys. I want to. I've been asleep since 3 a.m. Are you kidding me? I've been sleep talking this whole time. What is this, 8 hours? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Yeah, 8 hours I've been just pretending. Haha, you all fell for it. Got him. Got him good. Ooh, nice Cyclone. Is DeMusliM going to really start turning this around? I kind of felt like he was SOL for a bit of time there, but maybe with the second Phoenix coming out and this first one living, it's worth noting the Oracle can also totally take on a Cyclone because Cyclones have garbage for health. When they constructed them, for those who don't know, they were actually a little bit strapped for cash. So every Cyclone made is out of recycled parts. And if you've ever used recycled paper, you know how it's like not really great. You can tell the quality is definitely off. That's basically what Cyclones are compared to their beta versions. Alright, finds the pylon. If he shuts that down, then obviously the Stargate won't be a threat, but there really hasn't been much coming out of the Stargate anyways. A couple of Phoenix, and of course this one Oracle that did not accomplish a whole hell of a lot. It did kill up to 9 units though, which is kind of nice. And I guess looking at the income graphs, because we got those now, and that overlaps, and that's a bug. This actually looks like a sound wave of somebody's heart. Beep, beep. Beep, beep. Although that might just be DeMusliM's lifeline I'm hearing disappearing before him. Haha. That was a joke because his opponent's Protoss, and I was insinuating he was killing him. Right, actually, it's a nice pick on the Mothership Core. Really nice pick on the Mothership Core, actually. Now there's no overcharge ability back at home, and with these 2 tanks coming out, he just waltzed these into the natural base. On the other hand, there is an Immortal, so that's a lot of damage to kill tanks, but that's where the beauty of these Marines really shine through. Sorry, these Marines really shine through. I just saw blue rally. I took a guess. I failed that 50-50. Ah, one of the Phoenix goes down. So does the Oracle. Liberator actually just busy taking the air fight. I do like that micro on the medevac to pull that back, but DeMusliM is quite... He's got his work cut out for him. That's what this comes down to. Factory looking like it's going to burn. Nothing nearby to repair it. That kind of sucks. It's got another tank. That'd be nice before going down. Or maybe it's better to pounce on top of this before it's sieged. No, looks like DnS is not going to do that. Yo, I know we're making vampire jokes in chat, but legitimately, Rifkin normally sleeps right now is a pretty accurate description of every time we cast, because the stupid Alima League keeps me up all night. Oh no, the tanks in the front line do get demolished. The Immortals get those wonderful shots off. Everything in the sky is starting to go down as well, and this is starting to fall apart for DeMusliM. He's still got the Cyclone. It's got a lot of damage built into it, but unfortunately, while these medevacs might be healing forever, they don't have a lot to heal. It's like 3 Marines. The factory ends up dying, so there's not going to be any more siege tanks. DeMusliM tries to go for a natural base, but if DnS just goes for the attack, I think he wins. There really isn't much for DeMusliM to save. Although, I will say that's a decent amount of Marines, actually. No +1, however. On them. Someone in chat asking, is StarCraft 2 at BlizzCon? Hell yeah, it is. If you haven't seen it, got the big stage again. I actually had heard some worrisome rumors of people saying StarCraft wouldn't get the big stage this year, but hey, my favorite game gets to be on the coolest stage. Woo! I don't know, DeMusliM going to try and take the natural, and I guess speaking purely in terms of, I hesitate to call it recovery, because it's not so much that I felt like he was super, super behind, but I just thought that army fight was going to snowball into a push that would eventually win the game. And now the fact that it hasn't means DeMusliM has time to get units out to deal with that, to make sure that it doesn't end up happening. And meanwhile, trying to get some damage done with this Liberator, going to be denied by all of these stoppers. A lot of stoppers. Well, Liberator's being chased pretty darn far. This is where you'd worry that, you know, hey, DeMusliM's got another drop coming to my main normally, but I guess so much damage was done, it wasn't a consideration, and DnS just kind of assumes that DeMusliM doesn't have much to follow it up with. Don't blame him. DeMusliM actually does, but he wasn't willing to take that risk. And actually, with what's left on the field, 21 Marines and 5 Marauders versus 12 Stalkers and 4 Sentries, 1 Immortal. I actually think with the +1 weapons finishing up, this favors DeMusliM by quite a bit. Go, Marine, go! No! My caster cursed you! I'm so sorry. Rest in peace. Sleep now, forever. Observer gets picked off above DeMusliM's army. That's really nice, actually. Gonna make sure that his opponent no longer has eyes on what he's doing. That being said, DeMusliM doesn't exactly look like he wants to push out. He will see the fight, though, and he's not going to be too scared to back down from it. Force fields go on top of a lot of these units. Picks up some of the Marauders, brings them back. Not much. Feels bad. However, while this goes on, DnS has not expanded towards a third. Neither has DeMusliM. In fact, he's got a third in base, but that's not headed to the location anytime soon. So there's still time. There's still a bit of damage that could possibly be done here. Command Center gets lifted to let his units get through. SCVs get pulled. It looks like it's going to be a desperate hold. The +1 weapons is dealing a ton of damage. The Adepts, though, and the Immortals and everything being micro in this Warp Prism might not still be enough. He breaks the Stalker line. He stutter steps to the front line. But DeMusliM lost 19 workers for this. If DnS could somehow stall out, he'll certainly recover. He's going for a Dark Shrine on top of all of this, too. So dirty. So gross. Dropping the main. Juking out those Marauder hits best he can. Can't juke out much more, though, with the Marines on top of this. So DnS has officially been cleaned up by DeMusliM. And if DeMusliM, like I said, goes for an immediate counterattack, he's going to find his opponent with nothing more than a couple overcharges to defend with. But DeMuslim's playing a little bit slow, and he's not looking to rush across the map. And now I'm wondering if DnS will have an appropriate defense by the time he gets here. be it in terms of a couple of Dark Templar, hell, maybe even an Archon, or just a lot of Adepts. Hell, a lot of Adepts go a long way. Alright, now we're just waiting for the attack to commence. Marines are poised in position. The stim goes off. He's going to pop that first overcharge. But the pylon dies almost immediately, so not going to work out so well there for DnS. Second attack comes in. DeMusliM's going to back away, picks up in the medevacs to keep those units from getting overly killed through those force fields. Nice reactions out of DeMusliM, but still a while from safety, and it's still nowhere close to having brought this game back just yet. But one good fight could make all the difference in the world. He's up in army supply. He's up in upgrades. DnS is about to have his +1 here very shortly. He's pushing out for a fight, but if only he knew to wait 10 seconds. Because 10 seconds would be the difference of +1 as well as Resonating Glaives. However, DeMusliM, he's got his combat shields, he's got his Marines with stim, he's got that 1-1, he's got all the upgrades he really wants for this early game. So going back to co-op for a second, Nova's Marauders actually have a really cool ability where they fire a second shot, but talking more about that afterwards. Looks like the attack in the front not going to go very well at all, but the drop in the main only pushed off by an overcharge. Cybercore gets picked off. No more Adepts, no more Stalkers to worry about. And of course, once the charge wears off, it might just charge that Mothership Core. Go for probe kills either way. Checking on the drop to the right side. Looks like it's not going to do anything for the time being. Overcharge does go off with the dying breath of the Mothership Core, but just kind of sidesteps it. Now going to push into the front of the base, and where is DNS's army? But instead pushing across the map, and he's going to go for a bit of a base trade. But you know, and I know, and everybody knows, you don't base trade a Terror, and especially when they can hide something in the top corner or the bottom corner of this map. DTs are out. That's going to be why these withdraw over to the natural. Scan's going to be necessary, so he does focus the DT down. Doesn't kill him, but he's going to have to watch out for this blurs going forward. The army at Hover DeMusliM's actually looking pretty fantastic to hold. I think this is going to go to an ace match at this rate. I thought DeMusliM had lost this game in such a big way. I mean, for real, that's how it looked. But he might just win this base trade. Let's not forget, SCV's pulled on top of an Immortal. The SCVs actually win. The Immortal takes a long time dealing all that damage. Not willing to pull them just yet. Still wants that money. Meanwhile, in the main, just looking to kill the last couple probes. Maybe take out the Dark Shrine just so he doesn't have to worry about the pain of Dark Templar anymore. Kind of systematically fuse down the probes. Command Center and the natural picked up, but GG's get called, and DeMusliM takes game number 2. Tying things up now 1-1. But I'm going to play a commercial break, guys, and talk to the admins and see if they can find another English caster to replace me, maybe. I'll see you guys soon. Good stuff. So I'm going to just sit here and try. What's this highlight someone made? Rifkin foolishly tries to recline his chair and not to fall asleep. I very well may foolishly recline in my chair all the way. In fact, I'm definitely going to do that. I remember this. This wasn't even that long ago. I love Cheers for Gaming! Thank you, whoever clipped that. No thank you for posting it on Reddit, but thank you, whoever clipped that. That was silly and adorbs. And I'm stupid. Okay. Deep breaths. Okay. Game number 3. Things are tied up now 1-1. I was going to say things are timed out now 1-1. Timing out this game in chat. But yeah, quickly addressing something where someone's complaining about the ad volume. This was actually a hot topic at TwitchCon that they discussed, and it was a question I very specifically asked about as well in my developer QA session, and they are working on means to equalize ad volume. I think it's without a doubt one of the probably #1 complaints they get. Unfortunately, I have no control over it, guys, and the ads are what they are, whether I have any influence on them or not. So hopefully, ideally, they get fixed sooner than later. But okay, getting into game number 3. Tied up In the top right, oh, I can't even. It's gonna be the blue Terran player DeMusliM. Bottom left, gonna be the red Protoss DnS. And that is going for a pretty quick scout. Goodbye, Empire Zerg TV. I think that's the Russian caster? One of the Russian casters? I don't know. So I guess last shout out for me, because I don't know if I'll be able to do another group after this. I'm actually feeling very not great, guys. But if you haven't already, please make sure to head over to TakeTV's page. Consider subscribing to them. Consider donating to them. As half of any donations of half of any subscriptions will go towards the prize pool of the tournament. And I'm glad we've got this from like 500 to 1,000. I'm like 99% sure that's all the German fans doing, but if anyone here has contributed as well, please know that I salute you and thank you for supporting other players. But down here to the far south, we got the factory being built out of DeMusliM. He's up to some cheekiness once again, and then Starport to follow it up. So gonna get some Widow Mines over much faster than normal. And for DNS, the problem with this is, like, really, it is by proxying down here, you're probably saving yourself a good, like, what, 20 seconds to get from here to here. So this is that timing that could be the observer just barely not out yet. This is the timing of the adept being a little out of position because of scouting and not sitting at home. And the mothership core only going to have like 1, maybe 2 overcharges. It's going to be tough to take no damage from DeMusliM. Although, what is happening here now? What are we doing? He's going to build the factory on this side. Oh, for siege tanks? See, I don't know if I like this. Whether it's siege tanks or whether it's cyclones, his marines at home aren't going to be able to walk across the map and easily escort this like they normally would, because they can only go through here, unless they want to take time to break down these rocks, and that's another discussion for another time, I guess. Where's Waldo in chat? 420. Vape Nash says hi, Rifkin. Hi, everybody. Hope you're having a great day. I have been. Thank you. I'm tired and my throat is really sore. But other than that, my day's been pretty dandy. Thank you. I hope yours is going well too. That Widow Mine's ready to go. You know, DeMusliM sees that all that army is busy attacking his factory, so it's almost like a little bit of bait. Widow Mine gets off on the main. DNS doesn't pull anything to deal with it, so it's looking like it's going to get a pretty nice hit. Pretty ripe, pretty juicy. 5 probes go down. Tank comes out, picks it up. Actually drop it on this side and siege it up, I imagine. Or not. He's going to take that bad boy over here, siege it up, and dance with it, I guess. We've got some SCVs and some Marines coming out, too. Factory goes back to landing on the tech lab. That's a little bit silly to watch. The overcharge breaks it, so it doesn't really matter, however. Yeah, the fight doesn't go super hot. It's like, fuck up my mouse control there. That was great. Good job. This is why you don't want me casting still, guys. I'm so tired. Widow Mine manages to come out of a burning factory, and let's not forget, had the SCVs that were over there on the left side been picked up and dropped here, he may have been able to actually even save the factory, but poor DeMusliM's not going to be able to do too much. That one Widow Mine hit from earlier, by the way, continued to compile with this Liberator, and now DNS is down to 21 workers. A grand total of 11 killed. Maybe a couple more here in the naturals. There's no pylon. Oh no. Oh no. Looks like Liberator also set back up in the main while this is going on too, so probe kill still counting. You know what? Did DeMusliM just win this game? Maybe not just yet. The Stalkers are going to help clean this up, but down to 15 workers and not mining. Let me show you guys how steep of a scale that is with this awesome new WCS graph mod, because 17 not mining workers gives DeMusliM 1,500 mineral lead off of one base. For a full minute, that's insane. Natural base finishes up too. He's going to be able to drop more mules, lift up, and move over. Bunker put up on the high ground because he is anticipating a counterattack, and I think it's very important that he does, as that was kind of the option left to DNS after taking such damage. Okay, so he's gonna land this CC, maybe, hopefully mule the main. If he mules anywhere in the natural, he's asking for trouble, and Soccer's already here, so as soon as he lands, he's gotta pick up and start falling back. The Immortals helping tear down that wall pretty quick. The depots being armored just fall apart, and that reactor is actually going to be a nice priority target. But he's wrapping around the side, and he's trying to use range as best he can against these Marines. It's been odd to watch. DeMusliM had... Ooh, when did I turn the production tab off? Sorry, guys. My brain is seriously gone. If DeMusliM can find a way to hold, even if it means pulling the boys, they can stay ahead in workers afterwards... Not even ahead. You know, he can be a little behind in workers, and honestly, mules will keep him afloat for a while. But with the starport producing more liberators, and this Widow Mine's still alive, it's going to be tough for DNS to get some really nice mining going. It's also proving to be tough for DNS to break the top of the ramp. Keeps getting pushed back by this bio, and this bio is getting bigger and more compiled every time there's a new round of production. So I think time doesn't favor DNS, even though they can warp in instantly. It's about whether the Terran has anything or not. +1 weapons finishes up 2, even better for these very fast, quick attacking units. Even just so much as 1 damage. It's a lot of extra when you're firing tons of rounds per second. Liberating the main doesn't quite shut it down entirely, but it shuts out about half the mining. Overcharge going to pop off. DeMusliM will lose the Liberator. Sad to see, but another one joins up here in just a second. Meanwhile, top of the ramp was broken. DNS pushes in. This could be it. This could be everything. STV's pulling that front line. The Marauders have to live. The Marauders can deal with the Stalkers. GG's get called. And DeMusliM takes the series and finishes 2nd place in his group. Congratulations, DeMusliM. Okay, I'm gonna see what we can do here. If they really don't have another English caster and they super don't have anyone that can step in, I can try and do another group. But the prospect of this was supposed to be a 12-hour cast. And right now, we're at like 9 hours. And we're halfway. I can't do an 18-hour cast, guys. So I'm going to see what's going on. I'll let you know whether I'm completely done when I get back or if I'm going to stick it out for another group. I did originally want to do all 4 groups, but there's been so many delays today. So this is dragged on way later. We're like 2 hours behind schedule. So see you guys soon.